Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to the video. So Saturday morning, got a lot of stuff going on today. Have a CR volunteer training that we're going to this morning, and then I got a bunch of work I have to do. I have a discipleship group meeting this afternoon, and then it's mine and Katie's date night. But what I want to talk to you guys about today is I want to talk to you about our CR lessons and how they work, and the first week, which is denial. All right, so for those who don't know, the Celebrate Recovery messages operate on a rotating basis of a topical message and then a testimony. So one week you will have a message about some sort of topic, and then the next week you will have a testimony that kind of goes along with that topic. So there's 26 topical messages as prescribed by Celebrate Recovery. So those rotate when you have a testimony every other week to be about a year's worth of messages. So we just restarted our messages for the year in, as Celebrate Recovery calls them, lesson number 1. So lesson number 1 is on denial. And the reason that denial is so important is regardless of what kind of recovery program you see or are involved in, denial is always the first step, the first lesson, the first thing that you talk about. And the reason that denial is always the first thing that you talk about is because until you break denial, until you work on acknowledging that there's a problem, you can't address that issue. So, for example, one of my reasons that I'm in Celebrate Recovery is there's numerous reasons, but let's talk about anger. So one of my issues is anger. So until I'm ready to acknowledge and say, I have a problem with anger, or that I have an issue with if it's drinking, whatever your issue is, until you're willing to acknowledge that you have a problem, it doesn't matter how hard you work the other steps aren't going to make any difference until you realize that there is a problem that needs to be addressed. So what we continue to see time and time again is that denial holds people captive. If you're not willing to address the denial, then you can't address the issue. So until people are ready to say that, yes, I have an issue and that I need help and I need to address that issue, we see that they aren't willing to work the other steps because they don't think that there's a problem. All right, so just got to the church. Today we have our Level Up training. What Level Up is it's a monthly training that we host for our volunteers. And there's certain trainings that with Celebrate Recovery you have to go through to be a leader, whether it's group leadership or how to give your testimony or how to lead an open share or just different kinds of trainings. So what this does is this gives us an opportunity to get together, kind of teach them what's going on in our ministry, things that they need to be aware of, and also give them that training that's required for them to become a leader. All right, so we just finished up with our Level Up training for new volunteers. Went really well. We talked about how to lead a 12-step group, which is the group that you go through on a separate night from our normal CR night and kind of work the steps, and there's a bunch of stuff that goes into that. So we just had the training on how to lead one of those groups. Now I've got about an hour and a half before I've got to be back at the church for a discipleship meeting with a guy I meet with every week. But in the meantime, I have got to find something to eat because I am starving. All right, so here's the bottom line. Just got home from our training stuff for our Level Up class for our volunteers. Had my discipleship group this afternoon, but I want to close this video out by saying that we all have something that we need to work on. We all have some kind of hurt, habit, or hang up. So my challenge to you is to think about what is affecting your life, what is holding you back from walking with God in the way that you feel you should be. We all have something, whether it's I spend too much time on my phone, or I'm too concerned with this person's opinion, or maybe it is a drinking issue or a pornography issue. What is holding you back from your walk with God? And I challenge you to tear down the walls of the denial and actually look at addressing this problem. Because when you start to address this problem, I'll tell you, you will experience such a massive life transformation, and relationships will start to get better. And it's not going to happen overnight, but you'll start to see these improvements. But the whole key to the whole process is breaking down the wall of denial. So thank you so much for listening today. If you have any questions about Celebrate Recovery or about any of the process of the 12 steps or anything like that, please shoot me a message or comment down below, and I would be glad to message you and help you through that, guys. So I hope that this was helpful, and I'll look forward to seeing you guys in the next one.